God, the Father, the Almighty, Lord of all creation, spake thus unto his children. How many times do I have to tell you lot to stop that bloody fighting? Can't you sort your problems out amongst yourselves without dragging me into it and expecting me to take sides? If I have to come down there again, I'll smite the bloody lot of you. And mankind answered unto the Father, God, it's so unfair. They started it. I didn't ask to be born. And some with real existential angst even said, you can't tell us what to do, you're not our real dad. And mighty was the wrath of the Lord, and spake he thus, as long as you live under my roof, you will do as you're bloody told. When you've got your own place, you can do as you bloody well like. And while we're at it, will you start to clean your mess up after yourselves? And turn the bloody lights off when you go out of a room. You seem to think that I can make it just appear from nowhere. I'm not some kind of bloody miracle worker. It's getting really wound up by this point. And then God's wife came in from the kitchen, where she'd been doing the washing up. No, they had a rota. He'd cooked the dinner, it was her turn. They just had supper, and of course it had ended in a fight again, like the last one. That time, their eldest had stormed out and gone and caused a load of trouble and got himself arrested, and even ended up getting banged up for the weekend. They didn't want that again. So, God's wife came in from the kitchen, and spake she unto him thus, don't take your anger out on them, it's you that gets them started. You should set a better example, because they only want to be like you. So, muttering something under his breath about how they'd all be better off without him, God went out into his potting shed where he could have a smoke in peace. The voice of Mrs. God carried on after him, you be sure and wipe your feet before you come back in and walk across my kitchen floor. And the Almighty contemplated unto himself, okay, he wasn't perfect. He never seemed to be around when they needed him. But hey, he worked a 6-day week and he couldn't be everywhere at once. And besides, he had other things to think about. He still hadn't got round to fixing that hole in the roof, and now he had to figure out what to do with all the polar bears when the ice caps melted. Thank you. Well, thank you very much.